Here we will see Messagebox in Tkinter. Tkinter Messagebox is a module in Python which provides a different set of dialogues that are used to display message boxes showing errors or warnings and widgets to select files or change colors. It is a pop-up box with relevant message that being displayed along with the title based on the requirement in Python applications with an icon, and it interrupts the user flow to take input from the user. It has different functions that are used to display the relevant messages based on the application requirement, like information message, warning message, error message, or taking input from the user. Tkinter Messagebox module provides a template-based class as well as a variety of convenience methods for commonly used configurations. The message boxes are model and will return a subset of true, false, none, OK, cancel, yes, no based on the user's selection. General syntax for defining Tkinter message box is tk messagebox dot function name with parameters, title, message and options, where function name is the name of the appropriate message box function. Title is the text to be displayed in the title bar of a message box. Message is the text that is displayed as a message, and options are like a choice by which we can customize the message box, which is a standard. Some of the options are default and parent. The default option is used to mention default operations or message boxes buttons such as abort, ignore or retry, and parent option is used to mention a parental window on which message box will be displayed. Different methods with Tkinter message box are: first is show info. This message box function is used when we want to show some related or relevant information to the user. For example, to defining any message boxes, first we'll import Tkinter as tk, and from Tkinter we'll import message box. Then we'll define root window, we'll set the root window geometry, and we'll write a function as messagebox.showInfo with title as information and message as information for user. And when you execute, it will display the message window with title as information and message as information for user, and one OK button. Then show warning. This message box function creates and displays a warning message box with the specified title and message. For example, here also we have imported the Tkinter as tk. Then from Tkinter class we have imported message box, and we'll write a function as messagebox.showWarning with title as warning and message as warning message for the user. When we execute this, it will display this window with title as warning and message as warning message for user with warning icon. Then show error. This message box function is used when we want to display an error message to the user. It is when we use messagebox.showError with title as error and message as error message for user, and when we execute, it will display the message window with title error, message as error message for user and icon for error. Then ask question. This message box function is used when we want to ask the user some questions and which can be answered by the user as yes or no. For example, here we have defined a message box function as messagebox.askQuestion with title as confirm and message as are you sure. When we execute this, it will display this window with title as confirm, message as are you sure, then question mark icon and with two buttons yes and no. Then ask OK cancel. This message box function is used when we want to confirm the user's response regarding the application behavior or activity. For example, here we have defined a message box function with ask OK cancel, then title as redirect and message as transfer control to next page. When we execute this, it will give the title as redirect, message as transfer control to next page, then question mark icon with two buttons OK and cancel. Then ask yes no. This message box function is used when we want to ask the user regarding some questions that can be answered using yes or no. For example, here we will define a message box as messagebox.ask yes no with title as application and message as are you sure. When we execute this, it will display a window with title as application, message as are you sure with question mark icon and two buttons yes and no. Then we'll execute this message box function in Jupyter Notebook. Import Tkinter as tk. Then from Tkinter class we will import message box. So from Tkinter import message box. Then we'll create root window as tk.tk. Then we'll set the root window geometry. And first we'll display show info message box. So message box dot show info with title as show info message box and message as information to the user, and we'll call root dot main loop. Then we execute this. It will display a message box information to user. Then we will display show error message box. So message box dot show error with title as show error message box and messages showing error. And when we execute this, it will display a message box with showing error and error icon. Then we see ask question message box. So message box dot ask question with title as ask question message box and messages are you sure. And when we execute it, it will display a message box with are you sure and two buttons yes or no. Then we see ask OK cancel. So message box dot ask OK cancel with title as ask OK cancel and messages transfer to new page. And when we execute, it will display a message box with transfer to new page message and two buttons OK and cancel. Then we see ask yes no. So message box dot ask yes no with title as ask yes no and messages are you sure. And when we execute, it will display a message box with message are you sure and two buttons yes and no. Then we'll see show warning message. So message box dot show warning with title as warning message and messages warning message to the user. And when we execute, it will display a message box with message as warning message to user with warning icon and one button OK. So here first we have imported Tkinter SDK. Then from Tkinter class we have imported message box. Then we have set the root window and we have displayed various message boxes as show info, show error, ask questions, ask OK cancel, ask yes no and show warning.